doing, Dino Dorks? Get yourself strapped in for another trip to Giga Town. Yeah, again. Already. Again. Yeah. So the Gigasaurs have kind of become a staple of the show these last few years, and they've certainly taken us on a heck of a journey through a dense forest of oversized Dinobot style. From Gutter's snarling statement of intent through Grasser's raging rampaging and Gravitas' untethered enormitude to Gordenta's extremely recent silky slimpressiveness. And because Gigapower wisely left the most famous one till the end, it certainly feels like it's all been leading up to this. All rise for Gigapower Gigasaurs HQ-01R Superator! Yes, indeed, Gigapower's ersatz Grimlock comes crashing into the club like a conquering connoisseur, quaking with colossal kingly clout and a name that doesn't begin with a G. See what they did there? Now, what to say about this? I mean, having already reviewed the other 4 Gigasaurs and Masterpiece Grimlock, I must have surely burnt through every possible dinosaur gag and fun Dinobot descriptor I could ever think of. Like, he sure is the Grimlock one of this. But what we do have this time is a baseline for direct comparison. Because none of the other Dino Bros ever got an official Masterpiece, and I never bothered with the fans' toys versions or whatever. Why would I? And Superator is unavoidably a very similar animal to Masterpiece Grimlock, but it's by no means the same toy. The transformation's actually pretty different. All the details and styling ain't quite the same. It's kind of got its own beat. Not to mention it's blatantly a bunch bigger and built to last with hearty heavy-duty heft. This is luxury Grimlock. The keyword here is eclipsed. Oh, it's so quaint to think how much this thing blew my mind in a world before Gigapower. I miss 2014 Thew. The sweet simpleton. So yes, I guess we'll lead with the giant bronze boulder bod. Check it out with its tangy cidery tones slathered in micro mechanisms. This clear cover even comes as a separate part, so you got a chance to slam an auto badge in there before you seal it up. Shoulders are looking serious with like 5 stages of complex collarbones and this miniature meadow of mirror shine. Plenty going on around the rear end with the classic Tyranno backpack looking alarmingly awesome in its magnified mega huge magnificence. Plus there's a cheeky switch on his lower back there to unlock this earth-shaking ab crunch. Arms are a bodaciously beefy pair of mechanical T-Rex legs with hands on. But what hands? Can we get a victory lap for the Gigapower hands real quick? Superb design, ultra posable, tough as tungsten. Just the best hands in the business. Give them a big clap like mad. And by the way, what ratcheting! Like, these shoulders are nuts, packing a 90-degree upward curve with the kind of click you can feel in your teeth. Legs are certainly some trim Tyranno trousers. Love the ruby red robo briefs, and check out his sprawling brawn boots with these glass effect Geiger gumdrops and weird angled toes that cant in outwards. Okay. But anyway, as I'm sure you've spotted, the detail on this Dino Brute is just off the charts. It's absolutely friggin' everywhere, from the internal bicep heat rings to the inner wing sizzling circuitry, as well as a few weird extra curveball ones, like this impressively intricate slab of cyber stuff just behind his head for no reason. Is that from something? But why not, eh? Are we doing luxury Grimlock or what? Conversely though, the accessories are noticeably fewer this time. So no flames or flight stands or whatever. He just keeps it real goddamn simple with a mere 4 things. Feels good though. Feels streamlined. Because like much as I enjoy Gutter's flame skates and Grasser's uvular immolation, I only really enjoyed them for about a minute each. I mean, how often are you really gonna put them on? I can't even remember where I keep them. Less is more, baby. Never thought I'd say that about a Gigapower toy. So Superator's sword is ballsy and broad, and it's the biggest of all the Giga weapons, and don't you forget it. It does seem to do the light up thing as well, but nowhere around here sells the batteries it takes. He's also strapped up with this twin-barreled Grimlock, which looks distractingly like he's carrying a self-contained astrocraft. Aside from that, it's just the majestic crown oozing in righteous regality with a hell of an overhang, along with the obligatory swap-out Alternabonts with oceanic blue-visored cartoon styles. Check this out though. Because Grimlock's bemouth-plated face can't really do expressions in the traditional sense, they've instead imbued the red one with a dab of bonus latter-day tooth cheeks. I'm kind of surprised how well that works, because I didn't like it in the comics. I thought it looked hokey. But on Superator, it somehow looks pretty neat. Like, it's there, but it's subtle. It just adds a bit of visual interest without overpowering the look. The grim look. But man, I don't know if I can really describe the kind of presence and impact the Superator has. Like, can't you just feel it? Even via the internet? It's such a perfect boss dog robot design in triple XL and heavy as hell. Just a magnificent meat machine who perfectly forms the fifth and final point of the Gigapower pentagon. And as a standalone masterpiece upgrade, he's bigger than before and so much more. Consider me conquered. Transformation's classic Gigapower stuff. It's all enormous chunks, leg twisting, body stretching, and those signature tiny leg clips, plus a hilarious interim Tyranno-Centaur totem pole mode. Now, about this dino mode, because the robot mode's pretty great, right? It's pretty good. But this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I don't know how to explain why this is good. I could just point. I mean, it's hard not to be impressed when they roll out all the hits like this, because Grimlock's Dino Mode is one of those legendary 80s things, basically on the same level as like Ecto-1 or an Ewok, and when it's as perfectly executed and good looking as this, not to mention the size of a small cat, it's just powerful. It's a crowd pleaser, it's a free kick, it's a huge gorgeous Grimlock with a classically cohesive look, the excellent Rex head, the towering torso with the techno neck and the giant bronze diaper, the gobby thighs and stompy toes, the sharp silver tail and the ass end that looks like he's kicking himself up the bum with his own feet. It's the don't stop believing of Transformers. Lighters in the air, standing ovation, 5 stars in the Telegraph. It just is good. So Superator here is definitely draped in all the right robo details. Rivets, panel channels, giant golden screw heads, this huge cylindrical thing that I don't know what it is, but it gets your imagination going. That's the mark of quality robo design. Posability is about as good as you can get with Grimlock. I mean, physically, at its most base elements, it's essentially a giant metal effect banana with some dinosaur bits dangling off it. I don't know how much posing you realistically want it to do, and it can only really hold a couple of stances before it crumples under its own weight. But it's got hips and knees, a neck swivel and a nod, and a crazy bite, all with scandalous voluminous clickage. Head's obviously a highlight, gnashing those gnarly jaws with some seriously serrated teeth and this bizarre tongue tool thing. I assume that's compatible with something somewhere. But the face is oddly expressive, like he knows something I don't. I don't know quite what it is that makes me think that, but it just reads aloof to me, and I like it. It's got that adorable arrogance that Grimlock gets away with, because he's Grimlock. Me Superator legally distinct. Next, a bit of a weird one. Like, they seem to have included the old Diaclone clear shields thing here, but, like, done it backwards. So instead of putting them on by default, you instead take them off and leave him with this weird, scabby-looking, emaciated Rex neck, which is pretty weird, but it's a feature, I guess. Arms are unreasonably great-looking. Just wonderfully clean, articulated cylinders, fresh off the lathe with shiny ball joints like a pinball lizard. Hands twist off pretty easy, which isn't the end of the world, but neither is it ideal. And honestly, that third digit gets right up my nose. Like, I get it, it's from the show, it's fine. But the T-Rex famously just had the 2 fingers. Didn't you ever do that thing as a kid? What? I'm being a dinosaur. Anyway, there's yet more extravagant sculpting on his back there between his 2 enormous rocket booster hinges. This entire square area here, none of that detail needs to be there, but why not? What else are you gonna do with all that space? It's free real estate. Plus you can slot the gun in just there for that assault mode Dino Rider flavor. So I can sit here and pretend I'm cool and above it all. Oh, what? Third-party Dinobots? Pfft, another one. But like, when I got the Masterpiece back in 2014, it had a pretty profound effect on me. Like, in owning a big, lovely Grimlock of that scope, it felt like a tiny piece of me was finally complete. This is it, man. This is the dream. And I know how tragic that sounds, but that is how it felt. And Superator just feels like the logical 5 years on upgrade of both the figure and the feels. Because this is S-grade Grimlock. Just a calamitous, cretaceous creature. Truly Rextraordinary. I've definitely used that before. Rexcellent. Rexquisite. One of those. And with that, we can officially close the Gigapower chapter of the Thew Review channel. I feel a bit sad that it's over, honestly. But I hope it's been as enriching an experience for you as it has for me. So to you, the lovely viewer, I say thanks for joining me and party on. To Superator and the rest of the Gigasaurs, I say, where am I gonna keep you? And finally, of course, to the Gigapower Toys team, what else you got? patron shout out. Okay, well, that took a little while, didn't it? Hope to see you all at TF Nation. I'm probably there right now. And big thanks this time to Greg Duncan for supporting the show. Much love to you, buddy. Check you later.
Be sure to subscribe for more Thew's awesome Transformers reviews. Robocentric vocabugasm.